involved with the Democratic Party, doing different things and going places and traveling, and even the NAACP. So because we wanted to make a difference, and you can't just sit back and talk about it. You got to do something about it. So I think that we have, we left Franklin County and moved to Vance County. We're still in the area where we know we got to make a difference. If you want to be able to make a change in this world, you can't just sit back and talk about it. You got to do something about it. And my husband started on the book for some time, and I saw Mr. Harris that went on with his book. I said, we gotta go. I thought to myself, we gotta go ahead and write that book. That inspired me.
I hope to inspire more people to, like I mentioned, to tell their stories.
Yes.
Because all these stories come out, and people will see what we went through. I think it'll make the world better, because everybody got a heart.
That's right.
Understand.
Yeah, I know.
It could have been my family in that situation.
I remember telling you a little bit about Mama on this past Sunday, how she was out there in the fields sundown, and even the little plants for the tobacco plants, and putting the plants out there. You know how to set out the plants, you know how to get the plants in, and how to go to the field with a white man and everything. And I saw how my brothers and my sister worked so hard getting in tobacco and hanging tobacco and the bonds and everything. I saw how they was always busy doing something. Even when the season changed, they wasn't working in the tobacco field, they were working in the cotton field. And it wasn't cotton field, it was the corn field. So I saw all the different changes, and yet still she shared everything with the different neighborhoods and people and everything. She didn't keep things to herself. So I knew then that what we need to do is teach the next generation how to have their own, not have to wait for somebody else to work for somebody else, but to have your own. Do what you can to start a new season of this next generation. They don't know what our parents went through, but we got to teach them that if you want to have something, you got to work hard to get it. So that's all.
A lot of people don't realize that black women and Negro women, what you want to call them, they're the backbone of your family and the community, because it used to be, say, a Negro boy like myself, uncle, or her husband, brother, cousin, whoever, they would go to them and say, is your grandson going to work good for me? This and that and the other? Otherwise, you wouldn't get a job.
That's right.
You don't realize that. Because just to think about it, black women is the backbone of the whole nation. A lot of people don't realize back in those days, the black women raised most of the white people that get in position of power.
I agree with them.
They raised these people that get a position of power. You don't realize that.
I agree with you, because I know that Mr. Norman Carter children, Donna and his Mr. Norman's children, Mama really helped raise them. And I thought about that, and I said when I came back down here, I was wondering if they were still alive, and what was going on with them, because not only that she did help raise the children, but she helped clean the house. She had to go there and clean the house and cook and everything else, and do the things around the house. Now, if she did not do that, then they wanted her to leave their land. They don't want her to stay in the house. So therefore, she did a whole lot of work for other people, that just so we could have a place to stay, roof over our head. And I saw that Sarah and Mama, like you said, backbone. Sarah and Sarah was my sister, and Mama Cruz. I tell you, they were hard working women. Hard working women. I'd say Georgia too. Hard working. Now, they were the field help. I don't know how they did it, but they did. So I thank God for those women that stood before us, went on before us. I thank God for them.
I think of the lady's name. She was here last time. They spoke about the Wilson Plantation.
I think she's back. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, the Wilson Plantation.
Yeah, the Williamson Plantation.
Right.
Yeah, we can get it.
Okay.
Birthday. I know you've got some experience. Are you from down south, right?
Alabama.
Right. And could you share with us some of the stuff that you come up with?
The very things that I've heard, basically I've experienced it just in another state. You know, about the cotton, I mean, I know you all, is not so much cotton, but we was the cotton belt down in Alabama. That's really what a cotton belt was, and much of the cotton was raised down there, and I picked a lot of it. Matter of fact, I picked 300 pounds a day. My brothers and myself, we was cotton pickers. And we did that by 4 o'clock. So we had to get out and get it. Believe it or not, at that time, we was on again, let me see, $2 a hundred. 100 pounds of cotton, $2 for 100 pounds. So really, we had $6 a day. And let me tell you something, that was work. So it was difficult, but I was so glad when that cotton picker, when somebody invented a cotton picker, that machine. I was very happy about that. And but what happened to me too, I fell back in school because I was in the cotton field when I should have been in school. So I understand what they're talking about. But as a matter of fact, I thought I was slow. Because I'm saying, what's wrong with me? But basically what it was, I just never caught up in school. But thanks be to God that we don't have to, remain ignorant.
That's right, that's right.
Okay? Because that's what happened to me when the Lord saved me. I went back to school. Not only I got my I graduated from 12th, but I went on and received a doctorate, a PhD in theology, religious education. So the Lord showed me that I wasn't slow. I just fell back, and I just never caught up. But if the truth be told, let me say this, many people probably won't like this, but we are our own worst enemy. As black people, we need to face the truth. And believe in me, I'm obligated in telling the truth. See, it's not the Caucasian man or the white man that keeps us back anymore. Hello? We are keeping us back. I know it got quiet already. We are our own worst enemy. Because do you realize how much money we spend a year? We spend at least about $3 trillion a year. But that money is not coming back to us. Why? Where's it going? In other words, the very people that oppressed us, we're still in slavery. Hello, somebody. Y'all stop me when you get enough of it. But if the truth be told, see, if we would just come together and do what we need to do, even racism wouldn't have its power. Because a rich man, racism don't bother a rich man. Come on, somebody. Rich people, racism don't bother rich folk because they are not controlled by racism. See, but the poor, they're controlled because they are under in other words, they got this knee still on their neck. So what we are suffering today is division among our people. Because the Bible even said, in unity there was strength. Our strength is in unity. But in division, a house divided can't stand. That's why we are not being lifted. What do you say? The tide of love lifts all boats. But our boats are not being lifted. Why? Because we are too much against each other. We are busy fighting each other. We can't get along with each other. It happened back in slavery. I mean, that spirit, it's a spirit though. Gotta understand, racism is a spirit. Hello? It's an unclean spirit. It is people that ruling over you thinking that they are better than you. That's the spirit of pride. That's where racism comes from. But see, we don't have to take that. And let me tell you something, we don't have to, keep being, under the oppressor. We can have our own. Now, let me show you quickly. Now, when they did integration, now we